La-da-dee, la-da-doo, la-da-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Oh yes, Abby. Hello, I'm James, and forgive me if this camera isn't focusing on my face. I am still getting to know my A7R3. This thing thinks it's so smart. I'm kind of worried I'm gonna wake up in the middle of the night and it's gonna be standing over me, having realized its own intelligence. Moving on, this video is gonna be a lot of fun because we are going to talk about using your demons, using our unsavory characteristics that made us the addicted individuals that we are in sobriety to get us rich, get us paid, and get us, starts with an L and rhymes with paid, you get the gist. Let's move on. We're gonna talk about the marijuana stock market and how it can work for you in sobriety to get you out of that hole you dug for yourself financially when you were being a diabolical, devastating demon. I'm gonna tell you how I did it and give you a couple tips and tricks, resources to get yourself started. Let me get right on to it. Today, or every Saturday at 9:30 a.m., I come at you with addiction and recovery, strength, experience, and hope that I have to offer. I don't give advice, I just tell you what I do and how I've been successful. Please consider subscribing and leave a comment, like and share this video, so on and so thither. And we're gonna have a lot of fun, if nothing else. I drank and used for 20 years heavily. I've been almost dead, damn near dead. Actually, my sister says I was dead. They shocked my heart. On with that story I'll link up at various places, including the end of this video. I'll link it up here in the lowercase I, I'll link it down in the description. You have to touch the drop down arrow if you're on your phone. I'll link resources such as the AA book, the NA book, AA website, NA website, Favor, Celebrating Recovery, various resources along with things you may be able to find use for, like any camera equipment and so on and so forth down in the description. Also, I've asked some questions up here in this lowercase I up here. Feel free to answer them throughout the video. The video won't stop playing. The world will not implode. I'm going to be talking more about the recovery side of things and a philosophy that I like to call playing your demons. Now, we all have demons or we wouldn't be here. This philosophy simply involves playing your weaknesses and your strengths, using everything to your advantage, loving yourself, especially, accepting the things even you don't like about yourself. Now, I have ADD, I get flighties, I can be lazy, lack focus, I'm a late bloomer, I'm already in my 30s and barely have an associate's degree. My list of demons can be longer than my list to Santa Claus, but we're not going to go into that. I will tell you though, a couple of my relevant demons to this video. I like to have instant gratification. This is nothing new to you out there. We all like instant gratification. That's why we like to take a pill and feel good, or take a drink and feel good. So, in sobriety, I wanted success instantly. I wanted to make up all the lost ground, all the lost time that I had wasted drinking and using. I wanted success instantly. Now, this demon was not going anywhere, and it's a part of me, so I decided to put it to work. I discovered the stock market, and specifically the legal marijuana stock market. Now, here's another one of my demons coming to the surface. I happen to know about drugs. Marijuana, whether the discussion is on the table of whether or not it's a drug or not, I happen to know that marijuana has way more benefits than it does cons. Now, I know it is very beneficial to everybody from multiple sclerosis patients, epileptics, to just stoners that don't have an addictive problem. They just like to treat things like hyperactivity disorder, anxiety, depression, chronic pain from cancer, back pain, arthritis. Marijuana is coming on board as a legal substance for recreation. Canada just went legal. The whole West Coast is legal. New York, Cuomo is about to legalize it. Maryland, Michigan, Florida, lo and behold, with all the seniors in Florida, more than half of America has voted yes to marijuana, and why not? It is a blessing. Now, let's get on to where I put my demons to work. I put my demons to work on the marijuana stock market. I don't like to go into a lot of things. I'm not going to tell you how to read charts, and I'm not going to tell you how to get rich quick. I will tell you what I did, and I found success. Now moving on, the marijuana stock market. In case you haven't noticed, marijuana is good. Let's move on to the point. What is the point? The point is, we want to get rich. We want to do it with as little effort as possible. If we can, we want to do it in our pajamas. You may have noticed a screen behind me. Now, this is one of the things I'm going to talk about. But first, let me start from the beginning. I was severely in debt, and when I got sober, I decided to start making moves. One of those moves was put my money to work while I go to work. I started putting my money to work. Now, that involved the New York Stock Exchange and the over-the-counter exchange, and where I knew nothing about this in the beginning. Here's what I did, and here's what you can do to get yourself started. We are in a correction, in a pullback of the stock market, the marijuana sector, the broad market, Apple, NASDAQ, the whole SPY, they've all pulled back. So you are in the clutches of luck. Now let me try to take this slow because it's important. When it comes to making money on the stock market, knowing is not power. Knowledge is not power. It is the doing. I knew about the coming online of marijuana and legal marijuana for 10 years, and I knew that I should be investing. It did me nothing. It had no power until I did it. Because doing is power, not knowledge. Doing the knowledge is power. Knowledge is potential power. Executing that knowledge is actually the power. So don't put it off anymore. Change your life. So what we're gonna first start, what I started to do was first, get your phone, make it voice accessible. Now, these usually come out the box voice accessible, but what I mean by voice accessible is you need to be able to ask it questions. The very first thing that I ask my phone, how do I get rich on the stock market?
Here's some information for how to become rich off of stocks. You won't become an overnight millionaire, but over the long term, you'll be set up for financial success.
You get the point. Streamline your productivity by being able to ask your robot that you keep in our pockets, every single one of us have one, any question that you want. Now, she mentioned this isn't gonna give me instant success, so I'm gonna go a step further. How do I get instant success on the stock market?
Here is information from HuffPost.
Interesting. This thing has information on anything I might or can even wonder. My point is, this is free education. Just get a phone that you can ask questions. This is your personal robot. Do not take it, or do take advantage of it. Google everything is my first and foremost tip. This is my demon of I lose focus. I have ADHD, so my demon is now coming to the surface, manifesting by I don't have the focus to go through with extensive studies on the computer or books and all that. Maybe you do. I'll link some books up below on the stock market. Now it's 9:57. The stock market, for those of you who don't know, opens at 9:30. This is one of my favorite times of the day, and it goes till 4 o'clock. And these are weekdays, of course. And you will learn all this when you Google everything. When you decide to make these moves, you will figure all these out. This is free education, people. YouTube University, boom, bang, bam, bang, bang, boom. I don't know when the stock market opens or when it closes. I didn't a couple years ago. Now I do because of this. Hey, when does the stock market open and when does it close?
According to the Standard, the NYSE is open from Monday through Friday 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Time.
Blah, blah, blah. I still haven't found out how to shut her up. She hasn't realized, and she doesn't listen to me when I say I know how to read. I've never traded before. I've never exchanged money for stocks. I don't know what a broker is. I didn't. This is years ago, a couple years ago. I didn't know these things. I asked her, for example, reviews of the best online brokers.
Here's a summary from NerdWallet. NerdWallet's best online brokers for stock trading 2018.
So you get my point. Ask her, she will tell you. This can be done in The first half of the day, you will have a lifelong education on the stock market. Just the basics. You can get sober and you can make some money if you know who to listen to. This brings me to my second point. Find someone who has spent their life on investing stocks. This, in my case, a fellow Braveheart. His name is Jeff. Hello, Jeff. A cannabis-infused beer or 100 cannabis-infused beers I owe you, because you were the person that I first decided to start listening to. You actually gave me, I still have a recording on my phone of you saying Supreme, Canopy Growth, Metrum. Remember Metrum? Metrum is a company that both of us were invested in when it was bought by Canopy Growth, and lo and behizzle, our shares were now worth more, because this industry is feeding upon itself, and big alcohol, big pharma, big tobacco, they're all coming in. Big politics is coming in. Everybody is jockeying for a position, while this movement, this historic revolution of marijuana, a very valuable resource, and is coming online, and you have a chance now to get into it. So I'm going to tell you the second thing I did was I listened to Jeff, and what he told me was listen to Alan Brochstein. Alan Brochstein is the maven of a site called 420investor.com. I will link that up in the description below. This is a paid subscription site. I am not benefiting from advertising this. I'm merely telling you what I did. He is not giving me a discount. I am literally just giving you a gift here. And the gift is subscribe to this site. You can pay by the month. I'm not sure what it is by the month, but now I think it's $600 a year. Let me tell you about that $600. You know that money makes money. You know that there's no risk without reward. You know that nothing ventured, nothing gained. We know these things, but until we do them, it holds no power. Because I knew nothing about the weed sector, and I knew nothing about the stock market. I knew very little, next to nothing, minuscule. Now I get texts directly to my phone when Alan is making a move on the marijuana sector. He extensively studies this stuff. He's been an analyst for 30 years, and for the past 5 years he's dedicated himself tirelessly to the marijuana stock market. I pay the $600 a year, and I get texts directly to my phone saying when he makes a move, when there is significant news in the stock market, when in the marijuana sector. I have so much to give, I can barely fit it all in. That's what he said to she. That's what she heard. I have so much to give, I can barely fit it all in. Anywho, let me make sure this is playing behind me, because I want you to see a preview of what I get every day. Now on 420investor.com, you'll find things like there's an activity feed of the members that are there. These are very knowledgeable people. You listen to them too. You can find blog posts. There's the forum, a plethora of discussions and knowledge. There's his 3 trading portfolios. These are his paper portfolios that he bases his reputation on. So if you pay attention to what he's buying, what he's selling in the 3 portfolios, one is more trading focused, one is opportunity, and the other one is a more long-term investment portfolio. You can decide what's good for you and what works for you. Those are very, very powerful resources. He also has a monthly newsletter, overall climate of the marijuana sector. He's been called the watchdog of the weed sector, meaning he won't BS you. He's going to tell you, he's going to tell us what's good, what's not good, what to look out for. This is powerful. This has made me money. This can make you money. Invest in yourself. Love yourself enough to believe in yourself, in your sobriety, in your sober decisions. Make these decisions and make them work for you. There's a weekly chat he calls Toking Tuesday. This is a very fun and entertaining and informative site. Do not sleep on this. Like I said, I'm going to link everything up in the description below, along with some resources that I use and some products that I use. Okay, so now that you know who to listen to, let's put it to the test. I downloaded an app called Stock Simulator. You can do Think or Swim app, and what you can do is trade with paper money. They don't give you anything. It's paper money on the real stock exchange. So you can basically trade 200,000 paper money, fake money, on the real stock exchange. This allows you to do a very powerful thing. This allowed me to see how unsuccessful or successful I could be at trading these stocks. What I decided to do was play it like it was a game, treat the money like it was points. So I was listening to Alan Brochstein, 420 Investor, and also Warren Buffett, and I tested my theory. If I listen to these experienced individuals and trade what they trade, because I have a learning curve. The learning curve is I don't know how to trade stocks and I want to start making money today. What am I going to do? I'm going to listen to people that knew what they were talking about. I traded paper money. I started trading paper money and I started getting points. I started winning the game. Do you know what I did at this point? And do you know what you're going to do when you decide that you're a winner on this game as well? You're going to replace that paper money with your money. And I started doing that, and that is when my life began to change. And this is what's going to happen to you. So let's go over it. Rule number 1: learn everything via Google and learn even faster via voice asking her. Learn even faster via voice asking her. Siri, Google, Alexa. The easier you can ask, the faster you can ask, the more you learn, the faster you learn. Second, get apps on your phone, tablet, and computer. Trade paper money. As soon as you figure out that you're winning points, you're winning money, replace that money with your own money. You can open up an account in any one of the brokerages. Do your research. Ask her, what are the best? What are the cheapest? I decided to go with commissions that were a flat rate of, it was $10 per trade at the time when I signed up. I negotiated my way down to $3 a trade now. You can do the same. You start to learn these things. In a quick summary, get to know by Googling and start doing by doing. Now that we've figured out who to listen to and we've traded paper money, now comes the real deal. Now comes the fun part, putting your own money. How do you do it? What does that even involve? How do you even trade a stock? Ask her everything. One of those things I asked was, what's the best online broker? How do I trade a stock? What's the difference between a market order, a limit order, a stop limit? What are these things? I was clumsy at first. This is where the learning curve of paying attention to people who are doing it already for years and years and doing what they do until you start to learn for yourself. I started doing what Alan does, and as I started to learn, I started coming up with my own methods. You start to figure out your own style, what works for you. You put your own demons to work. I'm sure Alan has his own demons. We all have our own demons. Put those bastards to work. Mine is, I'm greedy. I want shit fast. I want it with no effort at all. Give me, and I put that demon to work. Get to work, demon. I know you're with me for the long haul. You might as well start pulling your weight around here. So I put my greed to work, and I let it fuel me. I'm gonna own a Lamborghini. I'm gonna hit a mill before I'm over the hill. Are you? Yes, you are. You gotta know who to listen to, and you don't have to listen to me. You don't even have to believe me. I don't really care. But if you do choose to hear that little bug in your ear saying this guy is onto something, just follow the steps. Google everything. Start trading with paper money. Start trading with real money. As the weeks, months, years go on, you will get more experience. I still know next to nothing, but I am successful. Find what your demons are, find what your strengths are, find what your weaknesses are. Put your strengths to work. Get to know yourself. In sobriety, we get to know ourselves. I have found out things about myself that I don't necessarily like. Well, you know what? I accept that. If you want to turn your financial situation around, if you want to be independent, if you want to make your own choices, if you want to wear whatever t-shirt you want to wear, if you want to have value to your opinions, do what you want. And we are very powerful personalities and intellects. And it is no secret that addicts and alcoholics have been, not the dullest light in the shed, notoriously. There's Edgar Allan Poe, Ernest Hemingway, these are cats, Kelsey Grammer, these are talented, skilled, intelligent individuals. Amy Winehouse. These people, we have potential. You have to grab it and you have to do it. Oh, and one more thing, when you sign up for 420investor.com and you create your username and stuff, don't forget to say hi to Ron Burgundy. That's me. My main job on there is to make jokes, and every once in a while I'll share a VWAP or a stock that's dipping so we can all take advantage of it, but mainly I just listen and benefit from the plethora of knowledge and experience that is on there. But say hello to Ron Burgundy, let's have some fun, let's get rich. So in summary, what do? We get to know ourselves in sobriety, and we get to know our weaknesses and our strengths, and we play all of those to our advantage now, not to our destruction. We used to do that, we don't do that any longer. We have made the decision to lead that life of drinking and using behind, and we have made the decision to put our personalities and our strengths and our weaknesses, pile them up, put them to work, put those demons to work. You can be rich, you can be helpful, you can be productive, you can be a giving member of society. We can be whatever we want to be. My point is, we have potential. It is in the doing that the potential is realized. All I'm saying is I did it, and if you want to do it, the power is within you. Just be yourself, love yourself, respect yourself, invest in yourself, and in weed. Invest in weed. Because it's not going anywhere. I'm telling you this right now. I believe this 100%. I did even when people did not. Come back and see me at 9:30 every Saturday for subjects on sobriety and recovery, or just come see how I'm doing, hey. Or just come see how I'm doing, hey. And don't forget to keep it real, keep it clean, and keep just doing this damn thing. Cool, I'll see you next time. What are we doing, Bobby? Oh, we getting on the table? We getting on the table. Yes, indeed. Do. We gonna make some money today, Pop? We gonna make that money? We gonna make that money in a boom-de-boo. You never seen it up here, have you? Mm-hmm. You dogs aren't allowed at the table. Abby. Abby.